I'm one of those guys who certainly have watched some tape from last year's team, but on the flip side, whether they did really well or they were just a small part of last year's success, I want to evaluate these guys with my own eyes. So I have watched some tape, but most of what I at least would judge them on would be what they do in front of our staff.
Your early impressions, how do the guys that you inherited fit what you want to do?
I think they fit well. They're long, athletic guys. When you look at the makeup of Josh and Armani and Robert and Derek, the one common theme is all four guys are athletic and all four guys have good length, which is important in our style of play.
Donnie, you mentioned Josh. As you evaluate him, how much you might want to lean on him for leadership as being the lone returning starter?
No, he has to lead. If he doesn't lead our team, I'm kicking him off. It's that simple. But, you know, he's a guy that so far has embraced that role. Just to give you an example, you know, the guys who are going to play pickup ball tonight at 7. He texted me last night about 11 o'clock and said, "Coach, do you mind if we play at 5:30? Which I don't mind. I asked them why, and they just said they'd rather play before they eat. But little things like that, I think, go a long way. That just he's willing to kind of reach out to the coach and speak for the team. That's important, and he's going to be fantastic.
Donnie, you have so much to do, and you have so much newness. How do you prioritize the process now for the summer? What do you get done? And like you said, last night was all offense. How do you prioritize what to do to get started with this process?
Well, prioritizing in regard to our program, it's all about our players first and recruiting second. So these guys that are in the program now need our attention and will get our attention, and then obviously recruiting is the next most important thing. In regard to on the floor, what's the most important? I think the summers need to be, you guys will see my practices. They're grinding, they're intense. It's not what a lot of people would call fun. But I do think the summer needs to be fun. It needs to be about skill development and improving at the offensive end. Not that we won't mix in some defense, but then once we hit the floor for fall camp, it'll be probably 75% defense and rebounding at that time.
Donnie, I know you feel like you got a long way to go, but how do you feel now as far as being a little more comfortable than when you first got here over a month ago?
Well, we have a team,
yeah.
So obviously that's important. We have 10 or 11 guys that are here. We expect 1 or 2 more for summer 2. I think that the complement of guys we have in regard to having balanced classes is pretty important. I like our athleticism. I just wish the guys could gain weight as easily as I do. If they could do that, they'd be in great shape. Yeah, Wes, he went through the full workout yesterday. The little bit we did with the pad in regard to hitting guys as they drive it, we avoided that with Robert. So he, I think, will be fully released and 100% to go with contact probably mid-June, early July.
When you talked to him, I know that you had the meeting with him and, you know, him and his family. I guess how much was kind of talked about kind of his injury and just him wanting to kind of prove what he really can do, because he didn't really feel like he got a chance to do that last year.
Well, the big thing is, you know, he wants to apply for the medical hardship, and technically he was a game or 2 beyond that number. But I promised his family on our part that we will do everything we can to at least look into getting that medical redshirt year back, which would be huge, and it'd be fair for the kid. Now, we'll see if that happens. But he knows it was tough sitting out that entire season or most of the season. He feels like he has a lot to prove, and he was great in his first workout, having been out for quite some time.
Donnie, having those former players come back like today, Cam, working with the kid, what does that mean to you?
Well, I want to have a family environment here, and our doors are going to always be open to the former players here that have meant so much to the tradition of success, whether it's going as far back to a guy, you know, like Ernie and Bernie, or it's a guy that's been just gone a year or 2 like Cam Tatum, who did a great job today with some skill development, and he's working camp, just doing a fantastic job with these young kids. So I think that's vital, and that'll always be the case while I'm the head coach here.
What about Kim?